Yes, my dear friends, welcome back to the channel. Very good morning to you guys all out there, wherever you are on the globe, on the continent of Africa, in Europe, in America, Canada, Australia, or right here in Southeast Asia. Ladies and gentlemen, what a Monday morning announcement I am here to make. Yes, yesterday I didn't come your way. I took a sabbatical break and I'm back fresh to deliver all the breaking news. You might say it's late, but it's never late on this channel because we have some other important news items we want to deliver to you. Ladies and gentlemen, breaking news! Breaking news. Hato to Chelsea, it's been sealed. And the player has been unveiled by Chelsea. Yes, Hato has been unveiled by Chelsea. Jerrell Hato done. 43 million euro and viewed as a left back. Ladies and gentlemen, Hato deal has been sealed as we speak, and the player was unveiled over the weekend by Chelsea. Yes, the player was unveiled. And ladies and gentlemen, there you are with a short clip of video of Jerrell Hato, the 19-year-old left back to Chelsea, Jerrell Hato. And in his own first words, that is the video. First of all, watch the video. Ah, my goodness. Beautiful, beautiful moment to be a Chelsea fan. Official. Jerrell Hato joins Chelsea on 43 million deal from Ajax. Contract until June 2032 for the 19-year-old. That's 7 years deal, as always. And the player said something, and I want to read to you. He said two things, and I want to read to you these two things that he said. Jerrell Hato says that, what is it? For sure, Jerrell Hato on joining Chelsea said, for sure, it was a big decision. I played 7 years at Ajax. He's 19 and he played 7 years in Ajax. That means that he joined Ajax as a team, as a young, 7 years at Ajax. And for me, it was home. For me, it was home. The people, the players, the coaches, the culture. So it was not easy to leave. But my feeling was that at this moment I need to make a step to the biggest club in the biggest competitions. And for me, this was the right decision at the right time. The biggest club in the biggest competitions. The biggest club and in the biggest competition. He's speaking Chelsea language. Yeah, the guy, he's been well coached, well grilled. Speaking Chelsea language, and I love that. Listen, he said, joining Chelsea was a big decision. Yes. He said, Ajax was my home for 7 years and had a rich European pedigree. Yes, Ajax had a European pedigree. Yes, I know that. He said, that's why Timber asked me to join him in Arsenal. Oh, really? So Timber tried to convince you to join Arsenal? Ah, okay. Okay. But I said no, because I promised myself I will only leave one Champions League winning club for another. What an insult, Arsenal. Jerrell Hato, this guy don't have respect for Arsenal at all. No single respect for Arsenal. He said he promised himself that he will leave one Champions League winning club and join another. Even though Timber tried to convince him to join Arsenal. Oh, come on. Guy, you are too raw. You are too raw on your friend. You call Timber your friend. And then you try to cook him. This is pure cooking. Anyway, that's why you belong to the Blue family. You're welcome. You're welcome to the family, ladies and gentlemen. So that is Jerrell Hato. He was unveiled over the weekend. And let's get to some other news because we're talking more about Jerrell Hato later today. Preseason friendlies. Preseason actually begins from today. Players will start returning to Cobham. In fact, they are expected back to Cobham today. All players. Yeah, our first game is coming up on the weekend. Both preseason friendlies in the UK will be shown free. Free. Do you hear? Read my lips. Read my lips. All Chelsea's friendlies will be telecast or broadcast free. Read my lips. Free. Friday is going to be Chelsea versus Bayer Leverkusen. It's going to be telecast free. Read my lips. Sunday versus AC Milan, and it's equally free. All live on DAZN and Channel 5. DAZN and Channel 5. For those of you in Ghana, for instance, the battle between the authorities in Ghana and DSTV. I'm sure it's going to be difficult for you guys to watch, but I can get the links. Maybe I have to share the links for you when the time, on that day, on Friday. So you guys who want to watch it free can watch it free on DAZN and Channel 5. Ladies and gentlemen, it is what it is. Now, joining Chelsea, Hato, you are welcome. You are welcome. But what is expected right now? We are still in the market. Chelsea are still in the market. Yes, and as things stands right now, Xavi Simons is starting to enter the moment of, okay, I've been waiting for long. Enough is enough. I have to take the bull by the horn myself. And he's been doing things that is like trying to force his way out of the club. He's trying to tell the authorities, I want this transfer to happen now. That is the message he's saying across. He wants Chelsea to move as soon as possible, and he's sending messages on purpose. On purpose. Now, commenting under Chelsea's Instagram post. He commented under Chelsea's Instagram post of Hato. Yes, of Hato. When Chelsea posted a picture of Hato in our website, the player went commenting under the Instagram post who he is a friend of. He's a friend to Hato. So he went commenting. And that is not just all. Is he a day before yesterday also? Fabrizio Romano also posted a picture. And Xavi went there again and commented and liked the picture about Hato to Chelsea. Now, he did the same thing again. The guy is trying to force the deal through as soon as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, anyway, Xavi Simons to Chelsea, I want to believe that any moment from now, that deal could be true. That deal could be true. But then exclusive, RB Leipzig have asked Chelsea about Tariq George during the club-to-club talks for Xavi Simons. You see, what we said, this whole deal continued to delay because RB Leipzig wants some players from Chelsea. They've asked for Tariq George during the talks. Separate topic, as it were discussed. It was a separate topic and not into same deal. But George has attracted interest from Bundesliga, other teams, other clubs in Bundesliga, just as Leipzig are keen to get the winger. He's prepared to leave Chelsea due to limited space. But you see, I have a problem with this. This is an academy product. We're giving him opportunity. We saw Tariq George. He even scored a very beautiful goal in last season. These are players that Chelsea should be able to keep. If anything at all, the best option should be a loan. If Chelsea want a player to have regular time, because right now with this setup and with the arrival of Garnacho as is been expected, he is not going to be getting that regular time, Tariq George. He's still young. But if we are buying her to 19, Tariq George is 18 to 19 also. And I would have wished that he remains with us, but his development is one thing. So Chelsea rather put him on loan, send him on loan. Even in the Premier League, I prefer. But outside the Premier League, German class on loan is the best. So he can develop, have a regular playing time and gain more experience. But to sell a player like Tariq George, I have a problem with it. I understand this is pure profit. 10 million euros, 12 million euros, 15 million euros. Chelsea, and it's pure profit. It goes into Chelsea books as pure profit. I understand. But hey, for how long are we going to be selling our own products? We don't have patience for them. Yet we are buying so-called 17, 18 from elsewhere. Tariq George, no. Anyway, Christopher Nkunku won't be training today with a team or with a club. As the players return to training today, Christopher will not be available due to a minor injury, we understand. Minor injury picked up from the Club World Cup or from his private training whilst on holiday. I don't get it. Is it from the Club World Cup or that does not? If it's a minor injury, then by now, how many weeks now the Club World Cup was over? Then it should have been healed by now. Or it's an injury he picked up when he was having his private or individual training. The Chelsea need to come back and clarify this. Player and management have agreed to postpone his return. Player and management have agreed to postpone his return. Ladies and gentlemen, and I want to believe that any player that is not able to return to the club today, tomorrow, that player is not coming back. He's going to be sold. Any player that is not back in Cobham for training today and tomorrow. I said today, tomorrow, because maybe those who are from South America, they expected to fly from here and arrive yesterday and start training today. So any player that is not at Cobham today should count himself out of this squad for next season. It's as simple as that. What minor injury? And so they postponed his return. Who is giving him the treatment there? Instead of the player to return and get the treatment at Cobham. I hope you guys get my point. Now, Enzo Maresca speaking before the new season training or before our preseason training starts today. This is what he said. Enzo Maresca. He said, last year, I played that we are not in the title race card. Now, man is confessing. He says, last year, I played that we are not in the title race card. Unquote. Now, he said, okay, let me continue. He said, I thought it would ease the pressure on us. This season, I won't make that mistake again. This time, we go for everything. The man has learned his lessons. That card that he played actually affected the morale of the players. They dropped their performances due to that. Ladies and gentlemen. So, welcome back to Cobham. Enzo Maresca. Yes, you are welcome back to Cobham. Quickly, let me run up. Well, to some Ghanaian fans out there, Thomas Partey, who is currently being investigated for rape charges. Yeah. Signed a new 2-year deal with La Liga side Villarreal after he was released last month by Arsenal. He's got a new club, Villarreal, back in the La Liga in Spain. Thomas Partey back in the La Liga Spain, 2 years deal with La Liga in Spain. For me, it's a good news, and it's a good news for the Ghana national team. But we need him to be fit for the World Cup coming next year. Ghana need Thomas Partey to be playing regularly and be fit for the World Cup next year. So it's good. Thomas Partey has signed a new 2-year deal with Villarreal back in La Liga, leaving Arsenal. Ladies and gentlemen, Estevao is in London. He will start training with Chelsea today. Full week training. First contact with his new teammate begins from today, and he has his presentation as well. Okay, he has his presentation as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Estevao is part of the club. The staffs are going to be taking care of him. Now, quickly. Last season, this is Chelsea's last, 16 matches. Chelsea's last 16 matches in last season. This last 16 matches, just to say the last about 2 months or to the end of the season to end. Chelsea's last 16 matches in last season. Last 16 games that Chelsea played, ladies and gentlemen. Against Everton, Fulham, Jagaden, Liverpool, Jagaden again, Newcastle, Manchester United, Forest, Real Betis, LAFC, Flamengo, ES Tunis, Benfica, Palmeiras, Fluminense, and then PSG. These are our last 16 games we played last season. And out of the 16, we lost 2. We lost 2 of those games. And out of those 2 that we lost, there were games that Nicholas Jackson was not involved fully. Newcastle and Flamengo, ladies and gentlemen. So, for our records, we've been doing well quite recently. Hardly do Chelsea lose games. Yeah, hardly. Now, quickly, let me end up here. Chelsea active with incomings and outgoings as we speak. Yes, Chelsea is quite active right now, trying to sell a lot of players. Maybe later in the afternoon, I'll bring you a list of players that Chelsea has expected to sell. Now, with the incomings as well, we finally succeeded in selling Jerrell Hato deal, and he was unveiled over the weekend for 43 million euros, viewed as a left back. It is expected. We are Alejandro Garnacho likely to be part of this Chelsea setup before this week ends. And talks with Leipzig forward Xavi Simons is still ongoing. Maguire to formalize his loan move to Sunderland within the next 24 hours. He was expected to fly out yesterday to Sunderland, but I think something happened, he couldn't fly out, so he's expected that within the next 24 hours, Maguire should be arriving in Sunderland to formalize his transfer, a loan move to transfer. Armando Broja off to Burnley on a 5-year contract. Finally, Armando Broja is off Chelsea's books as well, 5-year contract. Movement on Alfred Gilchrist, exit possible this week with multiple championship clubs keen on the defender. Raheem Sterling, Axel Disasi and Ben Chilwell are all expected to be sold. Yes, they are all expected to be sold this week. Renato Viega has a new Saudi Arabia interest after Atletico Madrid move fell through. Christopher Nkunku remains available, though the coach made it very clear he's not keen to let him go. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you guys all in the next one when you see me. Shalom and peace.